Hey, it's Ellie. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today, here's the thing about this house. I tried to build a house that qualified for the mansion baron, or whatever it is. The aspiration that requires you to own a mansion with like a bunch of requirements, and the end goal, I think, is to have a house worth 350,000 simoleons, so that's like a huge house. And I thought I could do it with this, but I definitely didn't build it big enough. So this house will get you halfway through, I think, the third set of goals. I think it's that. It has 30 windows and, what was it, 20 columns or something that are required for the house. It doesn't cost 350,000 though. Like I said, I could not make this house cost that much. So I think it comes out somewhere in like 180,000 simoleons, so it's still a pretty expensive house, and it would be nice just for any sim. I really like this house, actually. I thought I did a pretty good job. If only I could have made it expensive enough, but I tried to put everything that would fit in there, and frankly I just didn't build a big enough house to qualify for that. There's no way I could put all of the things in. Just wouldn't work out that way. So yeah, I did my best. Once I realized I wasn't gonna make it, I just kind of went with it, and I didn't really try that hard. I mean, I obviously tried to make it as expensive as possible. I think the qualification for the third set is to have it worth 200,000 simoleons, so that's why it said it gets you half of that. The other one is 30 windows, I want to say. So it checks off the 30 windows, but you need to put like, I don't know, 20,000 more simoleons into this house somehow. Maybe once you put all the plants in, they will count towards the lot value. I actually don't know how that works. I don't think so, but could be. Buy some expensive things, put them on the lawn, you know, whatever you have to do to get your Sims to check off the goal, or just, I don't know, buy this house in the meantime for some reason and then sell it. But that would be a bad idea, because the house, some of the things will depreciate in value as you use them, which is such a weird feature that I can't get over. Like, why did they add that, of all things, into the game? I don't know. Strange. Anyway, so besides not qualifying for the mansion aspiration like I wanted it to, I actually kind of love this house. I love the way it looks on the outside. The little pool in the front is adorable. I think you can swim in it, I'm pretty sure. I love the kitchen in this little, it's like a hallway almost. It's not exactly, but now there's only like 2 tiles you can go through, so it kind of is. But I don't think you can use the kitchen table, probably, that's in the center of the kitchen. I just really love doing that lately. I think the tables make a nice centerpiece for the kitchen sometimes, rather than like the bars. I don't know. I tend to do either a bar or an actual kitchen island, but I like the kitchen table look. It looks a little more like sophisticated almost. If you have like a fancy table in the center like this, I love how it matches all the colors. I think both of those counter and table are from the Jungle expansion pack. So, and I used the fridge from Parenthood, I think it was from. I use that fridge pretty much all the time because it has like the box on the outside, so there's no space in between the refrigerator and the counters, which is pretty much a thing every simmer who ever built something to make it look good complains about, because, oh, why don't they just fit in the space? Take up the whole tile. Why? Normal counters are right flush against the end of the fridge, usually. Mine is, at least. It would be terrible if it wasn't. A bunch of stuff would fall down. You would get like rotten food probably stuck down in there, and it would just be a nightmare. I don't know how you could manage that. Anyway, I like that Parenthood fridge because it matches a lot of the counters. It has enough swatches where I can get away with it somehow. Like, if the wood color on the outside didn't match the tan very well, I would probably have just picked the one with the white border, because then it would kind of match the counters, and so it would look alright. So yeah, that's why I pretty much always use that fridge. Really long explanation. I'm building the upstairs now. I built this with my Let's Play family in mind. I probably should have mentioned that before. I don't think I'm gonna be able to live in this house anytime soon, or even when their child ages into a young adult. I still don't think I'll be able to get this house. Maybe. I mean, my sim is getting pretty high in the doctor career, so she might be making some bank soon. Hopefully. Because I want to complete her aspiration. She's so... I just make her work all the time. Because I kind of love working at the hospital. But yeah, I think when I move into this house, the teenager they have now is probably going to be a young adult. So her room is a little childish, but I built it for her as a teenager. If I can somehow grind out the money to get this house, that would be amazing. I was trying at this point just to put any extra things I could, so I put that pretty huge TV in the bedroom, which is something I rarely ever do. Sometimes there's a small one, but I don't know. Unless there's like a full living room setup that I do in the bedroom, that's because it's so huge I need to fill up the space, which usually happens. But for this build, I didn't make it that big. I probably could have made it bigger, but I just love the outside so much that I didn't want to mess with anything. So I just left it, tried to make it as expensive as possible. You could definitely put some of the weird items down to raise it up. I'm pretty sure, for example, the what is it? The VR game thing, the video game box. I think that's worth like 1,000 simoleons or something. It's pretty expensive. I don't know how much those little microscopes, then other logic things, maybe a DJ booth, I think that's pretty expensive too. I wasn't gonna litter this house with all weird things because I wanted it to look really good, but you know, when you're actually playing, it doesn't matter. Also, I have to say this house looks pretty darn good from the map view. It fits in the city perfectly. It looks similar enough to all of the apartment buildings and skyscrapers that it doesn't stand out awkwardly. Like if I were to build a traditional house in the middle of the city, that would look so bad. To be honest, my Let's Play house doesn't look all that good right now because I'm struggling for money, and it's like it wasn't a starter home. I kind of cheated in the beginning to get them into that house, which I made like 50,000 simoleons. Yeah, anyway, I wanted to have a semi-decent house for the start of it. I probably should do just one where I don't cheat. But that's what I do in my legacy game, and I think both of my second generation, or is it first? The children of my original legacy sim are all adults now. So, and I have my cycle on long life cycle, so it takes kind of a while. I recently got my legacy toddler, who's going to be the new heir. I got her to max skills in her toddler life, and so at that point I usually just age them up regardless of what age they are. Like, if I get all their skills up and they still have 15 toddler days, I am not dealing with that. There's no reason to keep them as toddlers at that point, because they literally can't do anything else. Like, they're not going to gain any skills or anything. For the children, it's different. If you max all their children's skills, then you get access to other adult skills. Like, I'm pretty sure when you max the child's social skill, you can start doing charisma, for an example. So it's totally worth it to max your child's skills and then continue with them as a child to get all their random skills up. By the time they're a teenager and adult, then you have a pretty good head start of having all these skills, especially when half or all of the jobs require skills, I think. I don't know if the careers do, like the get to work careers. For some reason, I don't think I've ever needed Natalie to have any skills in the doctor's office. I don't know if that's the same for the scientist. I mean, I don't know, shouldn't you have some skill to be a scientist? But I guess you start at the beginning, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, all the other careers, you need to have your skills always at a certain point. Like one of the children of my legacy sim is in the mixology career, and she needs, I believe, charisma and mixology, obviously. Which is kind of terrible because she's like a mean sim. So she doesn't usually get along with people on charisma. I literally just have to skill it in the mirrors because there's no way for me to get the skill just talking to people. She's so bad. Just terrible. She says mean things to everyone, even the toddler. Like, she bullies the toddler, I'm pretty sure. I can't keep track of her all the time to make sure she doesn't say mean things and ruin all of her relationships. She's still friends with Logan Bahita, though, which I find hilarious. I don't know why, but he's an adult now, too. So it's been long enough in my sim game for the random NPC family that was pregnant to have their child, have it go through the entire toddler life stage and child and teenager, because I don't think those sims like randomly age up. They just go through the life like they're supposed to. Yeah, it's been a long game so far. I'm having fun with it though. I always love the legacy games, even if it is a little overwhelming at times to deal with. I think I have 7 sims now. I'm not planning to get an 8th. I'm gonna let some of them die off. And I'm not gonna replace them so I can focus more on my heirs because I want them to be amazing. Anyway, I'm just working on the greenhouse now. A little greenhouse on the side, which does look slightly out of place, but not really. It's fine. Yeah. Your sim can do gardening. That's really all I have to say about the greenhouse. So, the build is about over, though. I skipped the landscaping, I'm pretty sure. I think I did it already. I don't know. Anyway. The build is over, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel because I post Sims videos every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye!